problem they're imagining lately is that the transgendered, or sex fiends pretending to be transgendered, roam America's restrooms in drag, looking for a chance to watch people pee. Okay, here's what we can't do this election. Get tricked into symbolic fights about college campus pet peeves. Hillary, if someone asks you if Christmas is unfair to the disabled because the reindeer laugh at Rudolph's nose, just say, I don't care. I know we're liberals, and there's an infinite list of ideas for making the world better by making it less like Duck Dynasty. But there's no room for boutique issues in an Armageddon election. And look, I'm on the side of people peeing where they want. It's an inalienable right. I believe it was Patrick Henry who once said, nobody beats the whiz. And I'm not suggesting that we throw the transgender, but this is exactly the kind of culture war issue that rousts a certain type of voter out of their trailers on Election Day. As we speak, Ann Coulter is finishing a new book called Urination: How Liberals Are Giving It to America in the Can. Let's not die on this hill, because I've seen this movie before. In the 2000 election, Al Gore distanced himself from a And finally, new rule from now until Election Day, everything else, every issue, every fight, every cause, has to take a backseat to defeating Trump. He's like an infection, you don't fool around with it. Look, we all have our issues that are important to us, and so just to lead by example, let me say that I will take my own close-to-the-heart pet cause, pot legalization, off the table. And you know me, I have seeds in my urine. But you know that. But if someone told me that pushing for pot might cost Hillary Ohio until November 8th, I'm just going to shut the fuck up about it. Now, I know liberals are feeling pretty good about Hillary's chances this week, but history has taught us that Democrats are pretty good at blowing elections, and Republicans are masters at winning elections with solutions in search of a problem. And Caitlyn Jenner coming out on the cover of Vanity Fair, and you know what, oh, you know what, pronoun police, if you're gonna climb up my ass, while you're up there, you can kiss it, okay? Because it's gonna take a minute to get used to all this. No one is really sure if Caitlyn Jenner still has her balls. Sports Illustrated must be more careful with the titles of their cover stories. You can be a sexy, glamorous senior woman, and all you need is strength, determination, and a dick. She's feeling up to it. Rachel Dolezal must go on a date with Caitlyn Jenner. And they both must wear this dress. Do you see a black woman in a gold and white dress? Or do you see a white man in a black and blue dress? It's the perfect modern mind bender. Top half of Caitlyn Jenner makes sex tape with bottom half of Caitlyn Jenner. Oh yeah, she's keeping the dick. She's got boobs, but keeping the penis. Should have changed her name to Spoiler Alert. What the? Wow, that. Another thing we think alike about, I think, is, you know, comparison shopping with the candidates. I had Ann Coulter sitting in your chair here about 2 weeks ago. And it was pretty soon after Pussygate had broken in the news. And I said to her, look me in the eye, Ann, and tell me that if there was a tape they found of Barack Obama saying, hey, give me a Tic Tac, because you know what, when you're a community organizer, you don't even have to ask. They just let you do whatever you want, grab their pussies. And you put out a rant about if Trump was black, same idea.
Yes.
And I think it's something people need to hear.
But listen, first of all, I was just mad, and I just flipped the thing on, and I talked for 13 minutes. That thing got 11, 12 million views, but the reason is very simple. If Trump were black, you would call him a thug. That's what you would call him. Any African American going around bragging about sexual assault, every African American would have to come on the air and apologize for the failure of black men and the violence of black. This is so. What you have here is a classic case. He came on the scene to get famous. He said these African-American boys in Central Park were what? Sexual assaulters.
Right.
Then he said that the Mexicans coming into the country were rapists and sexual assaulters. It turns out it was a white dude who was a sexual assaulter the whole time. It was projection. Yeah. And part of, I think, the reason people get so upset is a double standard. For instance, you got these Native Americans who are out there fighting to stop that horrific pipeline. They're getting beat up, they're getting arrested. They are national heroes. At the same time, you got 11 white dudes that go and get guns and take over a whole part of the federal government.
The Oregon thing.
Yes, in Oregon. Right. And guess what?
Beginning of the year, these guys, these militia types, Ammon Bundy,
yes,
Cliven Bundy was his father. They had a protest earlier. Yeah, they took over a wildlife refuge.
With guns.
With guns.
Federal property.
Acquitted today.
They walk.
They walk.
They walk.
Right.
Pookie.
Pookie.
Snoopy.
Snoopy.
Shanae. Run, Run. I mean, if they had been named that and not Bundy, they would be in prison for the rest of their lives. That's all I'm saying.
Pookie, thank you for being here. You're a great guest, and I love to watch you.
He's going to have that. I think that you guys are being optimistic about what the Republican Party will allow. Mitch McConnell said just yesterday, no, you know what, infrastructure isn't high on our priority list. And I don't know that Trump has the wherewithal to push an agenda. I'm not sure that he has one.
I want to take this opportunity right now to invite him on this show. It's, really, look, he won. He ran a vicious, vulgar campaign, and I gave it back exactly in measure. I was also vicious and vulgar. But he won. He did, and he did it his way. Nobody gets to sing that song more than Donald Trump. Everybody told him he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that, and he won. He did the hardest thing in the entire world to do, win the election as the leader of the free world. And it took me 8 years to get Obama on. Maybe he'll come on. I was watching 60 Minutes, and one of his fellow reality show contestants, hosts, Kim Kardashian was on, and they asked her the typical question, you know, about, well, you don't really have any talent. And then he said, but, you know, you seem to be worth like $300 million. And she said, well, I guess that takes some sort of talent. I would say the same about Donald Trump. It takes some sort of talent. Maybe we should recognize that, because we lost.
Well, there's the added degree of difficulty of winning while still losing. You know, I mean, he did lose the popular vote.
And,
so
and winning
but he won by the rule.
He did. There's no doubt about it. Look, what he pulled off was extraordinary. Yeah. But particularly since on election day, 2/3 of the voters said they didn't think he was qualified. 2/3 said he didn't have the temperament to be president. But he is president, which is pretty remarkable when you think of it.
You know, Bill, I've always felt people don't listen through their ears, voters. They listen through their gut, through their stomach. And you connect on a gut level with people, they'll actually give you enormous latitude. And I think what Trump did tap into and this is what my book is about, is that we're in an age of acceleration, that in what I call the market, Mother Nature, and Moore's Law. Globalization is accelerating so fast, okay? That's the market. Moore's Law, technology. Mother Nature, obviously, climate. And this has unmoored a lot of people. It's got them disoriented. Yet, I think among his supporters, there are people for whom this was 80% about race, and the other 20% was about race. But I think there are a lot of other people, okay? I think there were a lot of other people who are legitimately unmoored, that change has come too fast for them. And you got to connect with them.
And honestly, the Democratic Party did a very bad job
of connecting
talking
with
to
them.
them.
Yeah.
You know, you look at the results. Barack Obama, Macomb, the famous Macomb County, Barack Obama carried it by 4 points.
Where's that?
In 2012 in Michigan. That was the original Reagan Democrat county. He carried it in 2012. Hillary Clinton lost by 12 points this time. Because essentially those folks felt like